My name is Antonio Clary. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and I play defensive back at the University of
Talk
Virginia.
to us a little bit about your journey and your career. You've done something that's a little bit different than most people. You committed to Virginia, signed to Virginia, and that's the only place that you played at, correct?
Yes, sir.
What it was that like, and what made you pick Virginia to go to out of the state of Florida?
Growing up, playing football my entire life, being coming from a big family, and all my brothers play sports as well. It was always a dream to play at the highest level. Virginia gave me that opportunity early on, and they stuck with me from the beginning. And they showed me the most love out of all the schools. No matter how far it was, I always felt something special with Virginia, and I just felt like I belonged there.
Talk about coming from a football family. So what was it? So any of your other siblings get a chance to play major college football?
Yeah, so my brother Phil Banker, he played receiver at Sandalwood. He ended up going to Indiana, playing there for a little bit, then transferred to Tennessee Martin, where he finished up at. But it was me and him left playing ball in the family, and he was always older than me and bigger and stronger and faster. So I always got to see him work and compete against him, and that always pushed me to do better and you know raise my level of play. And then I was a freshman when he was a senior in high school, so I was able to play on the varsity team which was cool to see. And then being able to go against him in practice and stuff like that. But yeah, he always motivated to be better, and watching him work always made me work even harder.
Coming from the city of Jacksonville, tons of athletes come out of this city, tons of championship, tons of pride. What does it feel like being able to represent the city for a Power Four conference championship on Saturday?
I mean, it feels great, like you said, a lot of top athletes come out of city of Jacksonville, and just being able to be that next top athlete to come out of Jacksonville and win a championship is huge. And being able to represent the city of Jacksonville, and just putting my talents on display at the highest level in the conference, really showing people that it doesn't matter where you come from, you could accomplish what you want to accomplish if you just put your mind to it and stick to the plan. Because a lot of things haven't gone my way throughout my football career, just with injuries and stuff like that, but sticking to the plan and believing in it, and just continue to work, and everything will come.
More. What are some of the triumphs and the tragedies that you've gone through with your career, and what is some advice that you would give to somebody who is looking to kind of follow in the same foot?
My freshman year, towards the end of my ACL, I long off season rehab, got back healthy, and then a couple years later, I tore my ankle up, and then had surgery. So I missed the entire my entire senior season of 23, and then was able to come back on as a fifth year, and midway through, ended up tearing my ACL again. And so that was kind of hard, just because like I've dealt with an ACL injury, so I knew how long it took and knew the grind of the rehab and stuff like that. So just having to go through that again was tough, but it only made me stronger. I always wanted to be here as a kid, and always wanted to play at this level, and get to the next level, and have that big dream. So I wasn't gonna let another injury just stop me from doing that. So I just continued to work and put my head down. Ended up having to get meniscus surgery right before this season started. So that had put another setback on me, and I was healthy until like week 4 of the season. So that was tough. Another, another situation where I had a lot of doubt and things like that, of even if I can still play football at the highest level, and you know continue to just to work and put my head down, and just believing in God's plan, and not getting too deterred of like, okay, this is another knee injury that I have to deal with. How am I going to be able to bounce back? But just knowing that, like, I've been through so many injuries in my career that, like, no injury can affect me and bring me down. So just continue to push and keep my head down, and um know that God has a plan for you, and no matter what you're going through, you just put your head down and persevere, then you can get through anything. A lot of times, like, when people have all those injuries, they hang it up. But I always believed in myself, and ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be like play at the highest level, like I said. So I wasn't gonna let injuries stop me, and here we are. I'm able to. I started my career here at Virginia, getting to an ACC championship, and now I'm ending my career at the University of Virginia, getting to an ACC championship, and now I just got to finish it off by getting that ring. It's cool to see just like where I came from, how growing up in Jacksonville, big family playing sports, a lot of top athletes in the city of Jacksonville. making it out of there, and then playing at a high level here at the University of Virginia, and then now being able to cap it off with an ACC championship. It just shows that anything that you want to accomplish, you just put your mind to it, you can get it done.
So if you guys win, or when you guys win the ACC championship,
Yeah.
you get an opportunity that not a lot of people have had the opportunity to, and you get to play in that college football playoff. Going into this season, what made you guys feel like this Virginia team was special enough to be able to not only win but be able to represent the conference on that big stage?
Well, Coach Elliott from at the beginning of the season said, TLC to COT, and that's team leadership commitment to Charlotte, for the ACC championship. So all season long, we've been going off that motto, TLC to COT, and other people didn't believe us. Other people thought it was funny and corny and stuff like that, but we really believed in. We put it into work, and now you see it paying off. That, like, any team can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. You got to become a team. You got to have leaders. You got to be committed to the process every single day, and then you can accomplish your dreams. I mean, they picked us to finish 14th in the ACC, and now teams are betting on us to win so that we could represent the ACC in the college football playoff. So it just goes to show that if you put your mind to it and you believe and you come together as a team, you can accomplish anything. And that's what when we had all these new transfers coming in and new freshmen coming in January, all we did was working on becoming a team and building that bond throughout the entire off season, and then grinding in fall camp, and then overcoming a lot of adversity during the season, getting big time wins, getting one possession wins, always fighting and battling no matter what the situation is, because we believe that we could do it. And now here we are.
Talk about Tony Elliott as a coach. What has he meant to you? What has he done? What has he done to kind of transform that Virginia culture? And what are some things that you may take forward with you moving forward in life?
Oh man, Coach Elliott's a great guy. Obviously, he's one of the best coaches I've ever been around. But he's not just one of the best coaches I've ever been around. He's one of the best just people I've ever been around. He's a great person. He's a player. He's a player's coach. He relates to us so well, and he always you know had that motto of he wants this program to be led from the locker room up. So he wanted to be a players program, and that's what you want as a college player. You want to be able to have a coach that you can relate to really well. He makes the program around us and like lets us, have big voices in the program and stuff like that. But yeah, man, he's been awesome, and I'm just super happy for him, really, just because when he first got here, we didn't have the success the first 3 years, and now it's starting to show, like his standard and his vision is starting to unfold for the nation, for the whole world to see, really, and just um, what we're able to accomplish as a football team is just a complete representation of him and what he's instilled, and it's been big for me too, just dealing with injuries and stuff like that, just staying by my side and you know uh, just believing in me and stuff like that.
If you can go back in time to when you first started, when you first picked up that football, and you, Antonio Clary, now could speak to that young Antonio Clary, then what would you tell him about this process, and what advice would you give him? What would you do to kind of encourage him to continue to push forward?
Just keep going no matter what. No matter what life throws at you, just keep going. And that's for anybody out there. Just, no matter what you're going through, just know that somebody's always going through something worse. So just keep going and just keep pushing and living out your dream and just believe in it. No one can tell you no. No one can stop you from doing anything. Just continue to believe in, living out your dream.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I know how that is playing that game day. I remember I played in mine. Whew, Jesus Christ, 20 years ago, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
played against Florida State versus Virginia Tech. So that's a great moment, man, and just much success to you. Hopefully, you get that combine invite, and I get a chance to interview you up there in Indianapolis, man. But I know your brother Dom thinks the world of you, man. So like
Yeah.
it's awesome, man. So kudos to you guys, man, and good luck. All right.
Appreciate